Now, let's shift gears. Minority parties in the city of Johannesburg want Mayor Mpopalatse out. They allege she's guilty of corruption and maladministration and isn't fit for office. But Mayor Mpopalatse denies she's failed in her duties. Let's unpack the conflict with councillor from Jama-ah party, Tsapelo Ahmed, who joins me now in studio. Thank you so much for your time, Tsapelo. We do appreciate it. I think let's start off with whether or not you're still going ahead with your motion to have the mayor of the city of Johannesburg removed, and when is that going to happen?
Thank you so much, Heidi. Good evening to you and the viewers at home. So we're still continuing with our vote of no confidence against the executive mayor, Mayor Mpopalatse, the city of Johannesburg. We remain resolute on our views on why do we want to remove him. Yes, of course, you highlighted some issues of fraud, corruption, and maladministration. So these are internal issues, these are internal processes, but you should also take into consideration that the residents of Johannesburg, particularly from several groups of civil society, they've also called for a vote of no confidence against the executive mayor, Mayor Mpopalatse.
So tell me about the plans to bring this motion forward in council, because this was supposed to happen last week, Wednesday. It didn't happen, and having discussions with you, you're planning this for the end of September. Why didn't this happen when you wanted it to, and is it still going to happen at the end of September?
Yes, it wasn't admissible to council based on the allegations of, there's a case that is pending. We call it a failed band foundation case. It's one other issue of corruption against her. So
what does that entail? Just can you elaborate?
Briefly what it entails is when Mayor Mpopalatse was responsible for health and social development under the stewardship of Herman Mashaba, she released funds to the coffers of the failed band foundation, about 11 million. And it was irregular for her to do so. It was never endorsed by council at the time. And then we questioned. However, the reason why the motion wasn't successful, it's one of the issues that we are raising in our motion of no confidence against her. So the former mayor, Herman Mashaba, he filled in a court application in High Court. So because the matter, it is alleged that it is sub judice, so we were not successful, but we need to clean. There's various issues that we can bring that we are not happy with the executive mayor Mpopalatse.
But I'm still not understanding. Are you confident that you will be successful, and is this going to be at the end of September? Because this is going to be huge if you do succeed. You are trying to get the mayor removed. The Speaker of Council, Vasco da Gama, was removed about 2 weeks ago. So do you have the numbers, do you think, to persuade council to vote the mayor out? And again, is this end of September?
It might be before end of September.
Okay.
I should categorically state that it might be before end of September, on the basis that we probably on Wednesday, we are electing the new Speaker to council. Council might sit on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, Tuesday, my apologies, on Tuesday. We might sit as councillors and elect the new Speaker to council. So it is the Speaker's prerogative to bring those items. She might, or he might call an urgent programming.
Okay.
Yeah, if the Speaker who's elected at the time is of the view that we need to table a vote of no confidence against the mayor, then there's a likelihood that it might even happen before end of September. But if it's a mayor who's anti and who's aligned to the views that the mayor must remain, there might be a likelihood that we might bring it towards the end of September. If not, if we are unable to bring it at the end of September, then we might bring it at the end of October.
Okay, so it was supposed to be last week, end of September, might be end of October. We'll just have to wait and see. I want to speak about the allegations leveled against the mayor because she's denied this. She says this is nothing but propaganda and she is doing all she can as the mayor of the city of Johannesburg. She's also alluded to the fact that she has taken on an administration in a city where there's been a massive backlog and there's a lot of uncovering of corruption within the city that her administration is currently uncovering at this stage. Why do you think the mayor, let me ask you this, do you think that the mayor is corrupt, and do you not think that she's doing her very best given what we've previously seen in the city of Johannesburg?
I don't think she's doing her very best. The reason why the motion failed, it's one of the issues of her conduct pertaining corruption. And secondly, there are many other issues submerging the reports of corruption, shielding the reports, colluding with the speaker, the former speaker, Vasco da Gama, on the reports of maladministration, fraud and corruption, protecting individuals within the system. So I wouldn't say she isn't corrupt. She's complicit to corruption.
So I know which report you're speaking about. I haven't seen that report, and I don't think council has seen that report as well, but it relates to Cedric Sibia and how there was certain equipment that was involved, but she says that specific report and that matter is sitting with the courts at the moment. And she claims that report is not, it does not need to be handed over to council because of the particular individual involved. But she says that she will submit that report at the right time. So is this not satisfactory to you as a council member?
There can never be a right time. There were reports which were brought to council of a similar nature, of high-profile individuals. However, we do not understand why is this particular report so important to her that she even compromises her integrity through this particular report. However, since you've highlighted that the matter is in court, in confidence, I as a councillor and the political party, we've been interdicted from talking about an individual and together with the unit in the city of Johannesburg. But it's nothing personal, I can assure you. We have a fiduciary duty to uphold as councillors, and we committed to the residents that we will serve in government or in the opposition benches.
You see, the issue is politics will always come into play, but at the end of the day, it's the citizens on the ground that suffer the most, and service delivery should never be impacted because of political games or hunger for power. That is a big problem, and citizens should not be subjected to that. I want to ask you just lastly, the multi-coalition is claiming that bribes were paid to councillors to vote out the Speaker of Council, Vasco da Gama. And there's also an allegation that Jama-ah works very closely with the ruling party, the ANC. Your response to this?
Very interesting. So I don't have liberty to talk on that issue in particular. I'll tell you why.
Which issue? The bribery issue?
The bribe issue, yes. There was a statement that was issued by the executive mayor after we successfully removed the former speaker, that there's going to be audit that will be done against councillors. And then it's prevalent that even the Action SA went on media and said the ANC councillors, Herman Mashaba in particular, the ANC councillors, 2 ANC councillors bribed one of the councillors from the Action SA. He even mentioned the name of the councillor. So I think the ANC has responded to that issue, and they said they want to know who are those councillors so that they can cleanse. So I don't have liberty to speak because it's an ANC issue. If it's an ANC issue. However, what was your following question?
The next question was about the allegation that Jama-ah works very closely with the ANC and basically takes instruction from the ANC.
Oh, okay. No, we are independent as a party. We do not take instruction from either the ANC nor the Democratic Alliance. However, because we are in the opposition with the ANC, probably our views, our ethos are aligned, because the very same conduct of this particular individual who is the executive mayor, it troubles not only the Jama-ah, but I can assure that it troubles also the parties who are in the opposition benches.
I've run out of time completely, but I have to ask you one last question. As a citizen looking at all of this, you would expect that political parties would just come together and work together for the benefit of citizens and service delivery and getting the job done. But there's also a lot of concern that coalitions are just not working, especially in the city of Johannesburg. Do you think it's ever going to work? Do you think you can sit around a table with the mayor, the current mayor, and just get the job done?
We were in the government of local unity towards the end of the term. We didn't have any problems. We didn't have any challenges. I thought I would sit with the executive mayor on the same table at some point, but I've lost respect on her on the basis that she has criminalized innocent people in the city of Johannesburg. She has dehumanized innocent people in the city of Johannesburg. So I think I'm better off in the opposition than colluding with a person of her character.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for coming into studio. We do appreciate it.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thank you so much for your insights. That was Jama-ah Councillor Tsapelo Ahmed. Still to come.